Here's the reality, everybody. Borrowers are burned out on form funnels. They've seen it all. They've had all the lenders, all the big lead aggregators pounding them with these forms year after year. They go through their funnel and they all end up in the same place, just getting crushed with calls and all this outbound, direct, borderline abuse from loan officers and lenders just trying to get a hold of them. It's kind of like when you set a bait trap for an animal. In my backyard, we have all these little critters like raccoons and possums, and the raccoons especially sometimes will set a bait trap for it. But if you ever noticed, if you've ever been in that situation, after one or two of the animals gets caught up in that whole bait trap scenario, the rest of them just don't even pay attention to it anymore. They get wise to it. Well, that's kind of how the borrowers are feeling about all these funnels that we've peppered the industry with. And if you're a loan officer, like many of you on the other end of these funnels, you're feeling the same fatigue. This is nothing new from your end, because just like the borrowers get frustrated, that initial process of being frustrated rather than building trust turns into them no showing or ghosting you. And what we used to call it in my mortgage company is we called it getting feel good leads. So, you get all pumped up, you get that initial dopamine hit. You're like, oh, I got a lead. I got a name, an email, a phone number. That's a feel good lead because it makes you feel good. But oftentimes they didn't turn into funded loans. And I like to joke that unfortunately in this business or in any business, you can't make a living off of leads. You need funded loans. So the moral of the story is you can't build a business on feel good leads. A business is built on trust, clarity, and visibility, because that's what creates real conversations with people ready to move forward either now or in the future. So the borrower journey has completely changed. Now, 10 years ago, referrals were everything. They still are, but they're just different now. 10 years ago, you had to get a referral from your agent or your friend or family, and hopefully as a loan officer, you were the one getting referred. Well, fast forward to now, AI has changed everything. If we think of Google as a search engine, you can almost think of AI like a referral engine. What's crazy is that unlike, some of the search engines where sometimes the priority of what was shown went to the biggest advertisers, AI completely levels the playing field. And this is a huge opportunity for you because AI prioritizes clarity, authority, and trust, not the companies with the biggest wallets. And that is such a huge opportunity because I've been joking that David and Goliath are now the same size. And one of the major differences we see with the way people interact with AI is they're asking you questions and it's become almost like a digital friend and a digital referral coming through these sources. So if you have the expertise, you have the experience, and you have the credibility, your last step and the piece that we're trying to help you fix is you have to be discoverable, and you have to be discoverable where people are looking for you. So there's a difference between lead gen and visibility. And if you've ever heard the term evergreen, that's content that you create that will live on, far beyond the moment in time. So if you want to think of lead gen as kind of that initial burst of attention where, people are like, head turning and they become aware of you. But that fades as soon as you stop doing that. That's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you have to be the one to continually stoke the fire. If you're building visibility, that's a signal and that compounds over time. So while you're working on deals or onto your next referral partner relationship, the stuff you're creating lives on and continues to educate. So think of it this way. Every video you make, every blog post, every calculator you publish, that's a signal of clarity and competence. So over time, and again, going back to that term evergreen, over time, the algorithms start to take notice of that content. And you know what's even more important? Real humans do too. So what we're trying to do here at Vonk Digital is help you as a loan officer create visibility, because leads are temporary noise. Visibility builds lasting strength. So as you shift your focus to trying to build visibility, there's a couple, I guess, three easy things to remember. Clarity beats cleverness. People want helpful, simple information. You'll see a lot of people now in the market really honing in on what they focus on, whether it's information for helping self-employed borrowers or turn down deals or investors. Those niches make it easier for people to focus and understand you're talking to them. Number two is transparency builds authority. With tools, we built Goalee to help separate people from just words. It's one thing to hear something. It's another thing to make it visual and see something. So anytime you can do that and demonstrate what you're talking about visually, it's going to help a lot of people become more attracted to you. And the third is consistency compounds. So even just one either video or piece of content a week over time, that's going to build up your visibility. So think about every time you think about either sharing a calculator, creating a video, creating a blog post, all those pieces of content are either going to earn trust or erode it. So if you follow that over time, you will build visibility and discoverability. As we look for, through the end of this year and into 2026 and beyond, I think the biggest takeaway is the most valuable lead source moving forward is the trust you've earned through your visibility. And that's created by the consistency we talked about. Now, remember, leads are transactional. All those feel-good leads, we've all had them. It's not just for mortgage. We even have it in our business. Leads are transactional. Visibility can be transformational. That's important. Over time, it'll build your brand. It'll attract better clients, and it will give you opportunities that you may not even have expected. Now, if you want help with any of this from the web platform, content creation, calculator standpoint, go check out vonkdigital.com. Go check out goalee.io. That's what we do. And again, visibility isn't about just chasing attention. It's about earning trust. Because in this business, people don't remember the loudest loan officer. They remember the loan officer that they trust.